Hey guys, one of the things that we are really hitting hard this week and possibly next week is place value. And the way that we are teaching place value is through the base 10 model. So I wanted to just take a second and kind of explain what base 10 is and how you can use it to help with place value. So in place value, or in base 10, this represents a 1. This tiny little cube represents a 1. When you're counting and you get up to 10 ones, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you're going to do what we call trade up. Now base 10 is all about finding that 10 and then you trade up. Okay, so I'm going to take those 10 ones and I'm going to trade up for a stick of 10. Now this is the same size. It has 10 individual little cubes in it, but it's easier than sitting and counting out all these individual little ones. Once I get a 10, I trade up for a stick of 10. Now the same thing happens when I'm counting my 10s. Once I get to 10 10s, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Once I get to 10 10s, I trade up for 100. It's the same size, it represents the same number, and that is now my 10 10s. Okay, when we write base 10 on our boards, that's a 1, that's a 10, and that is a 100. Okay, so if I want them to represent the number 342, what they're going to show me is 3 hundreds, 4 10s, and 2 ones. So we have 100, 200, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340, 341, 342. Okay. Another way that we look at these numbers using base 10 is to do expanded form. Expanded form means that I take this number and I break it into the different place value parts that I'm adding. If I've drawn my number in base 10, that makes it very easy because the first thing I'm going to write is my hundreds. Okay, I'm adding the value of my hundreds place. And to that I add the value of my tens place. But sometimes it gets a little confusing. If you're just looking at the number, they're going to write 4 because that's what they see is a 4. But if you've drawn it out in base 10, it's easy to see that that 4 does not represent a 4. That 4's value is actually 40 plus my ones. Okay? So that is just a little bit about how we use base 10 to solve problems.